tip I want to share with you today involves this piece of iron, which is the most used piece in a lot of shops, mine especially. Do a lot of cutting, a lot of ripping on this big old cast iron Powermatic. The problem with these old saws is they don't have the newer guides or the splitters or all those contraptions that you see attached to these things to make them safer. The problem I want to get into is cutting narrow pieces safely on this saw. I've come across an idea which I have fondly called the duck. It is a contraption that rides on your fence and enables you to push this narrow piece through without getting your fingers at all involved in the action. This is what happens. You try to stay away from this area outlined by your insert. Keep your fingers safe. Now this particular push stick cannot get you involved in any way, shape, or form in the blade. It will enable you to cut fine, narrow strips. I should make one mention here that the first safety tip that you should always think about with your table saw is give yourself a chance by using a sharp blade. I've seen many people try to run boards through this thing, burning the heck out of it, smoke coming off the back, and they wonder what the problem is with the saw. It's not the saw at all. It's a dull blade. I even saw one guy run the blade, had the blade on backwards. Let me show you. I'll make a cut here and show you what I'm into. I'm going to try to cut this little piece here. This is a little over a ½ inch. Let's cut it to, let's say 5/8. Use this. You can see how it rides the fence. A little less than ½ inch. It will stay away from that blade and enable you to cut that right. Two things involved with safety in this particular cut. Both involve kickback. If you get this piece pinched between the fence and the blade, it will kick back, and being this narrow, it will almost be like an arrow shooting back. Very dangerous. The other problem with kickback is getting it pinched between the blade, the back end of the blade, and the fence. And it kicks up in this fashion, forward like this, flipping back, very dangerous. I will have this on, I'll put this on my website, the plans, which are very detailed. You can make one of these in 15 minutes. Next point, I like to get even narrower. Sometimes I need a piece that's a ¼ inch. Can I do it? Absolutely. However, my push stick is ½ inch thick. Definitely gets me involved in the blade. Therefore, I've created one that's a ¼ inch or less. This is probably 6.2 millimeter, something like that. Let's see how this one works. It does burn if you stop. Better sanding this out than putting your fingers in danger. Now this happens to be cherry, which is notorious for burning. But I've created miles of tambour doors by working sticks down to less than 1/4 by 1/2 inch. Tambour doors on unpainted, untreated painter's canvas, gluing them on. But you can go all day long. Still not satisfied with how thin this is. Let's crank it down to, I wouldn't say 3/30 seconds, but close. In order to do that, I've created another, oh look at that, created another one, 1/8 of an inch thick. Stay out of the way. There you have it. This enables you to keep control. This notch will kick back this way. It helps you keep control of kickback this way also, because your push stick is resting on that piece of wood the whole way through the cut. And remember, don't stop till it's past the blade. The other thing you have to think about is once you get too small, you have to make yourself a zero clearance insert so that this piece doesn't go down into the slot. Other than that, there you go. Save your fingers, save time, save effort. I know there are a lot of people who have saws and just don't want to by reason of cost, or just because some of the guides are cumbersome. They don't want to get themselves involved in guides. But minimum, make yourself one of these when you're cutting close to the blade and you cut small stock. You can cut large boards the same way. You have 2 points of contact. Stay away from the insert line.